A warning of possible disruptions to the health system tomorrow as nurses meet to discuss safety concerns. Thousands of jobs being created by Barbados' billion-dollar construction boom. And in sports, Wildey to defend their BCA 50-over title against Gladiola.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
Welcome to CBC Newsnight with your details. I'm Kimberly Skeed. A warning from the Health Ministry tonight of possible disruptions and delays at polyclinics across the island as two nurses' unions call meetings for tomorrow morning. The Barbados Nurses Association is hosting its meeting at the National Union of Public Workers starting at 9:30 a.m., while the Unity Workers Union is holding a meeting at Courtyard Marriott beginning at 10 a.m. Recent incidents of violence against the healthcare workers top the agenda. President of the BNA, Dr. Faye Paris, says this general meeting follows several sessions with nurses at polyclinics last week.
The government would have responded to each area and put things in place, but we recognize that all areas need to be protected and that the public needs to understand that there's zero tolerance against violence against nurses. We're not tolerating violence against nurses. Nurses are the caregivers, and they're the ones that are there to assist.
General Secretary of Unity Workers Union Caswell Franklin says his meeting is to find out how the membership wants him to proceed dealing with their safety concerns.
We have to make sure that our nurses are protected. And it's happening too often. We had a nurse last year threatened with a knife, and within the space of 2 days, we had a nurse being assaulted, and then you had a set of nurses at the Frederick Miller Polyclinic being barricaded in the room from belligerent people on the outside.
The Ministry of Health says it was informed by the BNA that its meeting is going ahead despite the association being encouraged by the ministry to continue dialogue to resolve the issue without disrupting polyclinic services. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Wayne Webster, has therefore issued this alert to the public.
Members of the public may experience some disruption in services at polyclinics on Monday, September 29th. The ministry kindly asks that you plan your visits accordingly and thank you for your patience and understanding. In recent months, the ministry has implemented several improvements to security systems across polyclinics and other healthcare facilities and is committed to further strengthening these measures to protect both patients and healthcare workers. Nonetheless, we recognize that even with enhanced security, it can be difficult to prevent isolated acts of aggression.
The ongoing construction boom is creating thousands of jobs for Barbadians and those coming through the CARICOM Full Free Movement Agreement. This as Barbados continues to reap major economic benefits from the construction of major hotels. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education, Patrick McCaskey, gave a breakdown of how the jobs will be created during the Barbados Annual Construction and Design Conference 2025 Awards. Or Anesta Henry has that story.
Approximately 4,450 construction-related jobs and 4,700 permanent hospitality-related jobs will be created. That is the significant benefit expected from the unprecedented construction boom, where 6 major hotels are underway, representing a combined investment of $1.8 billion.
We have Pendry 6 Men's, a Barbados $300 million project with an estimated 300 construction jobs and 250 to 300 permanent jobs. Indigo, Barbados's $100 million and an estimated 250 construction jobs and 100 permanent ones.
The Pierhead project will cost $100 million Barbados dollars and an estimated 300 construction jobs and 400 to 500 permanent ones.
And we have Royalton, Holetown, Barbados $300 million, and an estimated 700 construction jobs and 500 permanent ones. And Sandals Beaches at Haywoods, Barbados, 800 million and an estimated 1,700 construction jobs and 1,800 permanent ones.
Chairman of the Technical and Vocational Education and the Training Council, Dr. Albert Best, says each nominee has demonstrated excellence, integrity, and impact.
Whether through sustainable design, safety, leadership, mentorship, or technical mastery, they have elevated the standards of our industry and inspired those around them.
The winner of the Support Services Retail Award was Susan Yard of Harris Paints. Dr. Connell Hines won the Construction Paraprofessional Award, while Joshua Reed took home the Construction Principal Contractor Award. Winner of the Surveying Award was Vincent Allen. The Educators Award went to Akeem Seeley, while Joseph Steinbach won the Engineering Award. Gordon Ashby copped the Architecture Award, and Francine Cadogan was adjudged the winner of the Women in Construction Award. Onesta Henry, CBC News.
Coming up, the Housing Minister speaks about plans for affordable housing. People in urban areas need affordable housing. That was the message from Minister of Housing, Lands and Maintenance Chris Gibbs to the congregation of the Harvest Bible Chapel as they celebrated their 8th anniversary today. Addressing a diverse audience, the minister said it has not escaped his attention that people also need diverse, resilient, and dignified housing. Trevor Thorpe was in that congregation.
Minister Gibbs, who is also the Member of Parliament for the area, told the congregation he is grateful for the opportunity to serve Barbados.
Being an MP in the urban area, it is not remiss on me that a lot of our people need housing. And they need affordable housing. They need resilient housing. But most importantly, they need dignified housing.
But the Member of Parliament said partnerships are key to bringing the project to fruition.
Part of my vision for the Ministry of Housing is that we will partner with private developers to churn out houses faster. But I have told them that when you're building a house, it don't gotta be popped down, as the young people say. I want a big, nice porch. If you're in the countryside, I want the wind to come through. And I want you to relax and look out and enjoy life. It has to be dignified. But there's another advantage to that design as well. I said, okay, I got these developers thinking about a pocket, right? So I'm like, all right, well, you know this is going to be an energy efficient design as well. So they like that.
Drawing reference to his own upbringing and background, the minister said the church, as a pillar of the community, had also played its part.
This theme today, it really could not have been more apt, especially with what I'm going through. So I'm very grateful to be here, thankful to praise and to worship you this morning. Again, congratulations on your 8th anniversary. That may seem like a short time, but in those 8 years, I know through your outreach programs, through your Harvest Kids, and all the meaningful programs that you have here, that you have touched many lives in the community. I consider this institution to be a pillar of the community.
Sharing personal stories of faith and the church's impact, as well as inspirational talks and Bible study sessions, should help to provide spiritual growth and a deeper connection among members during the celebrations. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
In 64 years of service, the Lions Club Barbados has helped over 100,000 persons on the island. That's the word from President of the Lions Club Richtown, Louis Linton. He was speaking at a church service to celebrate their 64th anniversary. In his address, Linton said the Lions Club International has identified 8 global projects. He said they have plans in place to address one of these global causes in the near future.
Lions International identified 8 global causes: childhood cancer, diabetes, disaster relief, environment, humanitarian, hunger, vision, and the youth. This year, a special initiative on mental health and well-being have been introduced. It is our intention to undertake a project in this area to raise awareness and to be an advocate for positive change.
Linton also gave some insight into some of the activities that will be done during the week to celebrate their 64th anniversary.
We'll be planting some trees at Chevron Church. We'll be having our Lions Club annual meeting as usual on Wednesday. On Friday, we'll be having our annual charter dinner. And also we'll be having the feeding of the children, the project at the school, patients at the psychiatric, at the geriatric hospital, which will be taken to the museum during the week as well.
Ahead is sports with Damien Best. Stay with us.
Sports time. Good evening. I'm Damien Best. Well, Wildey and Gladiola will meet in the final of the BCA 50 over Super Cup competition. Playing in the semi-finals today, Gladiola defeated Wanderers by 217 runs at 4 square. Gladiola posted 315 for 8 off the back of an impressive century from Rashawn Ramsey and 86 from Javonte De Pisa. In reply, Wanderers were bowled out for just 98, with Matthew Jones picking up 3 for 17. Meantime, at Windward, Wildey beat Carlton by 206 runs. Sent into bat, Wildey scored 340 in 48.3 overs. Jerome Jones top scored with a century, while Dominic Drakes took 5 for 51. CBC's Anne-Margaret Goodrich-Boyce reports on the first innings from Windward.
Wildey sent into bat. Let's pick up the action with the score 38 for 1. Dominic Drakes to Joshua Dorn, slapped in front of square, 4 runs. Drakes again, this time to Zachary McCaskey. The gentle flick does the trick, another boundary. The runs were flowing. Dorn looked settled at the crease, too short outside the off stump, and gets the treatment it deserves. Lovely cut shot past the man at point and races to the fence. Change of tactics, time for some spin in the form of Zachary Carter. Dorn cashes in for more. McCaskey continued to be a menace to the bowling. That's a glorious shot. Carlton finally got the breakthrough thanks to Carter. Appeals for LBW. Finger goes up. It's the end of Dorn for 36. Wildey 87 for 2. Carter struck again quickly after, this time removing the dangerous McCaskey. Caught at slip by Harding, 103 for 3. Nearmar Bolden is the new batter, and immediately he got down to business. Pits the gap well and gets the reward. Carlos Maynard also got in on the action. It took its time, but eventually made it to the ropes for more. Change of ends for Marlon Welcome Goodman. Didn't matter though at this stage. Bolden cuts this one brilliantly. Too much whiff on that delivery. When Bolden was dismissed, that brought Jerome Jones to the crease in the middle order. What an introduction. That is out of this world. 6 big ones. Jones was a brilliant anchor to the innings, playing shots all across the field. That's another boundary on course to what was a magnificent century. Wildey eventually were bowled out for 340, leaving Carlton 341 for victory. Anne-Margaret Goodrich-Boyce, CBC Sports.
Yeah, thanks, Anmar. In reply, Carlton were restricted to 134. Player of the match, Jones, returned with the ball and captured 3 for 18. Well, Barbados won 16 medals en route to the team title at the IFBB 52nd Central American and Caribbean Championships in St. Lucia. They won 8 gold, 6 silver, and 2 bronze medals. Headlining the medal push was debutant Jalicia Nightingale, who took the overall bikini fitness title and earned a pro card after winning the bikini tall class as well. Also standing at the top of the podium among the ladies was Evelyn Springer and Shakira Withers, who took gold and silver respectively in the women's open wellness section. Withers was also top in the wellness masters over 35 years of age. Trudy Amber Vell took silver in the bikini fitness masters. On the men's side, Hakeem Noel won the fit model title and the men's physique short class up to 170 centimeters. Julian Belgrave took the gold in the physique masters and bronze in the physique senior short class. Gerard Mason, he won the classic bodybuilding tall class, while Sinaj Lewis had to settle for silver in the short class. Other medal winners were Deshane Ford, silver in the men's junior bodybuilding, and Cole Yates, silver in the men's physique masters. Congratulations to the entire team. Well, local player James Patterson walked away with the $5,000 individual top prize as the curtain came down on the Famundo World Dominoes Championships here in Barbados. Played at the Wyndham Grand Barbados, Patterson outplayed over 50 competitors, edging out Robin Tejia Ortiz of Dominican Republic into second and Richard Allen of Jamaica into third. The other local players who finished in the top 10 were Charles Proverbs and Joseph Eswick, who were 5th and 6th respectively. In the four-man team competition, Braves of Barbados fought off 3 teams from Panama to finish second and earn $8,000 in the process. It was the first time an English-speaking Caribbean country hosted the Famundo World Dominoes Championships.
Pride of Gall Hill have cemented their position at the top of Group C in the Prime Minister's Cup football competition. Last night at Bridgefield in St. Thomas, Gall Hill edged Wharton in the Christchurch Derby 2-1 to go to 6 points. Meanwhile, Notre Dame's grabbed their first points with a 5-2 win over Benfica.
Another highly anticipated doubleheader at Bridgefield. First up, Notre Dame in blue versus Benfica. Anton Graves opened the scoring in the 19th minute with a solo effort to give Dames the 1-0 lead. That seemed to wake up Benfica. First half injury time. Tionka Duggan with a spirited run. Tries his luck inside the 18, perfectly placed. We're tied at 1 apiece. Second half then, change of ends. Corner kick to Dames on 58 minutes. Falls beautifully for the big defender, Shane Motley. His first ever goal in football. Please his punch. Dames up 2-1. They would add a third with what can only be described as relentless persistence and lethargic defending off the crossbar. And Motley only needed a split second to react. It's his night. Gets a brace as Dames lead 3-1 now. Just when you thought Benfica were down for the count, they would breathe new life into the contest near the end. 82nd minute. The super sub, Davion Chase from long range, beats Tariq Chase in flight. This is extra special and deserves another look. The deficit cut to 1, 3-2 the scoreline. But fate would not have it. Benfica gave Dames a further cushion. With no pressure on and support around him, Ronaldo Bailey did the unthinkable. The keeper not on the same page, and that is an own goal. A painful one at that. 4-2 then. The final nail in the coffin was set up by the nifty footwork of Jacoby Gill. Nutmegs the keeper, still not in. Delaney Woodall finally hits the back of the net. Notre Dame win 5-2 over Benfica. The nightcap encounter was a big clash. The Christchurch Derby. Wharton in the red versus Pride of Gall Hill. 5th minute, long ball, and the centre-back, Shamari Best, not as swift as Doreen Gale Ford. That is as lethal a finish as they come. Nothing Justin Neal can do. 1-0 Wharton. Pride of Gall Hill had several weapons at their disposal. 35th minute, Tyrico Bellamy down the right side and headed for goal. Stiff challenge by Kemar Holligan in the 18-yard box. To the naked eye, the referee says penalty. A bit harsh on review, but life goes on. So from 12 yards, Ishikiri Motley goes left and succeeds. We're tied at 1 goal apiece. No more goals in the first half, but Wharton were dealt 2 heavy blows in the second. Rico Ford and Janico Baptiste were shown red cards. One for an off-the-ball incident and the other after 2 players were jostling for possession. So, with the game drifting towards a stalemate and Wharton tried to hang on, this was the defining moment. 88th minute. Corner kick. Devon Wiltshire rising majestically to head home. Pride of Gall Hill. 2-1 winners over 9-man Wharton.
And that's our news. I'm Kimberly Skeet. Thank you for joining us. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.